What's up YouTube, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and in this video we're going to be doing a detailed speed test between the OnePlus 5 and the Google Pixel XL. So in the usual style, we'll be testing out the speed of the fingerprint scanners, camera launch, standard apps, moving on to some more intensive apps and games, and finishing off with RAM management. So the Pixel XL is one of the smoothest devices of last year because of that stock experience. And the OnePlus 5 is one of the high-spec devices with the newer Snapdragon 835 processor as well as a whopping 8GB of RAM. The Pixel XL, however, does have a high resolution with Quad HD compared to Full HD on the OnePlus 5, and because of these factors, it is likely that the OnePlus 5 may be performing better, but it'll be interesting to see how the Google Pixel XL holds up. So I've updated both devices to the latest software version publicly available, and if you want to customize the look of your smartphone with a skin, then definitely check out our sponsor for this video, Dbrand. They've got a huge variety of skins for the Google Pixel XL, the OnePlus 5 and many other devices, and I'll be leaving a link to them in the description below. So kicking off with the fingerprint scanners, we do have some different positioning here. The back for the Pixel XL and at the front for the OnePlus 5. Now which position is better is going to come down to your personal preference. Looking specifically at speed, and here we can see that the OnePlus 5 was faster, and you do have to leave your finger on the Pixel XL a little bit longer than you have to on the OnePlus 5. Going from the lock screen, once again it is a similar situation, with the OnePlus 5 being slightly faster compared to the Pixel XL. Now for camera launch, you can double press the power button to launch the camera on both of these, and having filmed both of these separately and syncing them up, we can see that it was very close. By slowing this down to 20%, you can see that it was ever so slightly quicker on the OnePlus 5, but not by a huge deal. Now let's get to the app test. You can see that nothing else is open in the background. We're going to start off with the calculator just to see if it stays open once we get onto more of the intensive tasks. So we're going to do a simple equation here and leave that open. Let's go onto Chrome. Now we are going to be going onto the BBC News website, mainly because there's no adverts on there, and this way we'll be able to test things fairly. So opening the website on both at the same time, very close here, but if we looked at the load bar, it did finish first on the Pixel XL. Let's go on to the first article here, and that did finish first on the OnePlus 5. Now we're going to leave this open and let's move on to the next app, which is Twitter. That was ever so slightly quicker on the OnePlus 5, very little between them two. Going on to home, very close, I think maybe ever so slightly quicker again on the OnePlus 5, but the notifications were quicker on the Google Pixel XL. Now let's move on to Instagram. That was ever so slightly quicker on the OnePlus 5 once again, but so close. And going on to my profile, pretty much neck and neck, very difficult to tell. Opening up an image, once again neck and neck there. Now we're going to go into YouTube. So we're going to be playing a video on here, so we'll play this one from my buddy Zach. And we do have some adverts on here, so we're not going to be able to take this test into consideration. Let's go onto the trending videos and we'll find something that doesn't have an advert on. So here is the trailer of Jumanji, so we'll go ahead and play that. Slightly quicker on the OnePlus 5. We'll leave this open. Now let's move on to the games. So for the games, you can see this timer, and this timer is going to tell us exactly how much difference there is between the two. Initially we are opening Angry Birds 2. Finished first on the OnePlus 5, but only by just a second, so very close here. We're going to move up and now we're going to go on to Sonic Dash. That did finish on the OnePlus 5, and coming in a few seconds later is the Google Pixel XL. So we'll play this game and we'll leave it open. Let's move on to Mario. We can't have Sonic without Mario. Finished just under 9 seconds on the OnePlus 5 and just over 11 seconds on the Pixel XL. If we start playing the game, slightly quicker on the OnePlus 5 here. So we'll leave this open and let's move on to the next app, which is Subway Surfers. And that is on the OnePlus 5 after 11 seconds. And coming in just after 16 seconds is the Pixel XL. Now we're going to move on to Dead Trigger 2. So we've seen the intro screen already on the OnePlus 5. The Pixel XL comes in a few seconds later. Let's play the game. Now we are opening an unrealistic amount of games together right now, but that is really to test out that RAM management and see how much of a difference there will be. Dead Trigger 2 does finish on the OnePlus 5 as expected. And a few seconds later, once again, comes the Google Pixel XL. Now we're going to go on to yet another game. This is Asphalt 8. Now another thing to bear in mind is that the Pixel XL not only has some older specs, but it also has a higher resolution. So it is working with more pixels overall, although some of these games may be outputting at 1080p. And quite a few seconds later this time for Asphalt 8. And that might be because we have quite a few of the games open in the background. So let's move on to the last game of this test, and that is Real Steel Robot Wars. And that did come first on the OnePlus 5, and then we get the Pixel XL some seconds later. We're going to play the game, and this is going to be the last difference we're going to see in terms of the time. So around 2 seconds later on the Pixel XL. Now let's go ahead and see how many of the apps have remained open. Calculator is still there. Going into Chrome, that does have to reload on the Pixel XL, although it is in the same place where we left it. Twitter does have to reload. It is still in the same place, however. Instagram, slightly, I think it did still have to reload slightly, as it does YouTube on the Pixel XL. The OnePlus 5 is just going through these nice and easy because of that 8GB of RAM. Now it's going to be interesting going on to Angry Birds 2, and here we can see that this does have to be reloaded on the Pixel XL. And now that's open, let's go on to Sonic Dash. Opens with ease on the OnePlus 5. It does have to reload on the Pixel XL once again. So it looks like the Pixel XL has closed off some of these more intensive apps once we started to get some more of the recent games. Let's see if any more of these are open. So we're going to go on to Mario, and that is actually still open. That's quite cool. Okay, and let's go into Subway Surfers. Still open on both. Dead Trigger 2 in the same place and still open on both. Asphalt 8. Yep, still open on both of these. And finally Real Steel, and that's still on the same position. So although the Google Pixel XL did close a couple of apps in the background, it did still leave some more of the recent apps open, so it did prioritize there. And to be honest, that was sort of expected because the OnePlus 5 does have double the amount of RAM compared to the Google Pixel XL. And although a lot of people were saying that 8GB of RAM on a smartphone is overkill, you can see that in situations like this, if you're somebody who has a lot of games open at the same time, then the 8GB of RAM is definitely going to help out, as it does on the OnePlus 5. So there we have it, guys, the detailed speed test between the Google Pixel XL and the OnePlus 5. As expected, the OnePlus 5 did perform better overall, but considering the fact that the Google Pixel XL is a device from last year, and also the fact that it's got a higher resolution, it actually did hold its own and hasn't done too bad overall. What did you guys think of the results here? And is there any other speed tests you'd like me to do? Definitely drop me a comment below and let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then please do hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help me out. And if you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe and switch on notifications. There's plenty more content coming up on here. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.